program, Rich, what tools would you say are necessary?
You really need a good system to be able to manage it. Whatever TMS system that you decide to go with, do your homework. Make sure it's the right application within your organization. You really need good data, kind of mimic what Doug has mentioned earlier. You have to have the good data integrity in order to make the program work.
Now that's a very interesting choice of words you use, data integrity, because there's data and there's good data. Doug, if I can bring it back to you on that one, what do we mean by data integrity exactly?
Well, data integrity is having the information that is accurate and readily available. And does it make sense? Is it in a format that can drive the analytics? Is it in one location? Is it spread across multiple offices? All of those components are absolutely critical to understand. And then once you have that data integrity, then you really need a good TMS system to be able to make actionable decisions.
Right. Let's realize, however, we're talking about the Canadian market, a lot of small, medium-sized companies, a lot of systems that have come in and come out, etc. Sometimes the data integrity simply is just not there. So what do you do? How do you overcome that obstacle if the data integrity is not what it should be?
Well, Lou, if there's an issue with data integrity, Nulogx has the systems and expertise to help gather and organize and cleanse the data and put it into a usable format.
Okay. Now, so far we've spoken about the tools necessary for this process. We've spoken about the importance of executive buy-in, and we've spoken about data integrity. Beyond that, what do you feel you need to succeed?
Well, both parties must jointly identify some quick wins and then communicate those wins to everybody. You want everybody in the organization knowing that the program is working, because then people get on board and they want to be part of it.
Quick wins sounds great. Sounds great to have everybody on board because they're excited about being part of those quick wins. But let me ask you a slightly tougher question. How do you know where to find those quick wins?
Well, it's really a collaborative project. We find that the customers usually know where the opportunities lie. They need validation, and that's where collaboratively we work jointly together, and then we find those, we uncover them, we replicate them, and then we communicate.
Rich, looking at it from your point of view as the company that actually implemented this, what would you contribute to this question?
Well, we needed to be ready to communicate everything we're doing internally, have reasonable objectives, and have a plan. It goes back to the whole crawl, walk, run theory, so to speak. If you need to have a plan and be consistent, do not get thrown off your course.
Gentlemen, let's look at costs. Obviously an important part of the discussion here. What are the kind of costs that we're looking at with such a program? And just as importantly, of course, is what's the ROI?
Well, the costs vary depending on each individual company's need, but there's no upfront capital investment, and you get access to the state-of-the-art TMS system and its reporting. And what's really key is you now have all your data in one place.
If I could jump in, one of the true attractions to the program was the total flexibility as it relates to the whole pricing piece. You have total flexibility on the way you want to price the program. You can easily go from a fixed to a variable cost on transaction-based pricing, which generates rapid saving results and, again, equals immediate return on investment.
Gentlemen, we've covered a lot of ground here today, and I sincerely want to thank you for that. I think we've had a very frank and a very in-depth discussion. There is one more point I would like to revisit, however, because I think it's an important one, and that involves the issue of outsourcing, because I can see a lot of the folks listening to the webinar here today thinking, great idea, great program, but why not try this on our own? So, Rich, I want to bring it to you. I mean, TDL is a large company. And I want to hear from you once again, if you could summarize for me the reasons why you decided to bring in a third party.
Well, amongst the multitude of considerations that we reviewed, we found that Nulogx has a proven methodology in providing the expertise, the systems, and they have the carrier relationships in place for an inbound project to succeed.
You know, Rich, that's a great point, and it actually brings to mind the fact that we will be covering in another webinar what we are calling the 5 pitfalls of an inbound program and how to avoid them. It seems that we have received such an overwhelming response to this webinar that we all agreed to get together again and address what to watch out for when running a program such as this. I want to let you know, folks, that all of our participants today will be receiving a direct invitation to join our next webinar, and we will also be sharing communications about it later this month. Now, one more thing I want to let you know, today's webinar will soon be made available on www.nulogx.com. So if you want to have a listen once again, please go to www.nulogx.com.